Good morning, everyone. My name is Leiling Bello, and my topic is all about the biomechanics and body movement. So, first, I read the learning outcomes, define biomechanics, discuss fundamental body, talk about fundamental movement skills and related movement concepts, strategies, and principles, and last, apply the movement elements, principles, and strategies into physical fitness and activities. First, we need to define what is biomechanics. So, biomechanics is from ancient Greek word bio means life and mechanics. So, in short, it is the study of a scientific movement of a living body, including how muscles of a larger field and kinesiology, specifically focusing on the mechanics of movement. Biomechanics means it is a study of a science and how organism reacts or how organism and structure reacts to external forces and stimuli. So it focusing on the mechanics of movement and how muscles function. So in exercise-based physical activities, it is important to maintain the good form. No, because efficiently it refers to how well individual more safely and effectively perform. So using the mechanical concept, it is na-enhance nito no yung pagiging athlete technique, and also it modifying or adjusting a specific training regimen designed by their coach or trainer can help them perform better. So there are 5 important elements in biomechanics. Number 1 is the motion. So when we say motion, ito yung paggalaw ng isang katawan or bagay sa isang espasyo or space. And ang bilis at acceleration nito is yung pangunahing elemento ng paggalaw. The next one is force. When we say force, ito naman yung puwersa or force na o hilahing nagiging sanhi upang ang isang tao o bagay ay ma-accelerate, no? And mag-decelerate, huminto, or magbago ng direksyon. The next one is momentum. So when we say momentum naman, it is refers or ang momentum ay ang produkto ng bigat ng isang bagay at bilis nito kapag ito ay gumagalaw. For example, isipin mo ang isang bus na mabilis na umaandar. Kahit hindi naman ito gaanong mabigat compare sa ibang bagay. Dahil sa mataas na bilis nito, mayroong malaking momentum. No, kung ito ay tumatama sa isang mas maliit na sasakyan, mas malaki ang epekto nito dahil sa momentum. So, the next one is the levers. Or when we say levers naman, ang ating mga braso at binti ay gumagana bilang mga lever. Ang isang lever ay may tatlong bahagi ng resistance arm. Or ito yung bahagi na pinapasan o tinutulak, ang fulcrum, punto o ang pag-ikot, at ang axis of rotation, linya kung saan umiikot. For example, kapag nagtaas ka ng timbang, gamit ang isang dumbbell, ang iyong braso ay kumikilos bilang lever. So, ang iyong siko ay ang fulcrum, habang ang bigat ng dumbbell ay resistance arms. Okay, the next one is balance. So, ang balance ay ito yung tumutukoy sa katatagan or ang pagka-align ng sentro ng gravity ng katawan sa ibabaw base sa suporta ay isang pangunahing prinsipyo ng balanse. For example, kapag naglalakad ka sa isang mahigpit na tali, kailangan mong panatilihin ang iyong balanse upang hindi mahulog. Kung ang iyong katawan ay naka-align ng maayos, maaari kang mawalan ng balanse. So, ang mga prinsipyo na ito ay ginagamit hindi lamang sa pisikal, kundi pati na rin sa iba't ibang uri ng aktibidad, tulad ng mga sports, sayaw, at kahit sa simpleng paglalakad or pagtakbo. So, there are 5 principles in biomechanics. So, number 1 is dynamic. So, dynamic, it is refers sa pag-aaral ng mga sistemang gumagalaw na may pagbabago sa bilis or the acceleration and sa pagbawas ng bilis or the deceleration. For example, is ang pagtakbo ng isang atleta sa 100-meter dash. Habang tumatakbo siya ay ang kanyang bilis ay nagbabago mula sa simula hanggang sa matapos ang karera. So, number 2 is the kinematics. So, kinematics, it is refers naman sa mga pattern ng galaw, kasama ang linear at ang angular na pagbabago sa bilis ng posisyon, displacement, speed, and acceleration. For example nito is ang mag-aaral kung gaano kabilis umikot ang basketball kapag ito ay itinapon mula sa isang particular na anggulo. So, number 3 is the kinetics. So, ang kinetics naman is ito yung pag-aaral or it is refers kung ano ang nagiging sanhi ng galaw at ang mga pwersa at tagal na mga bahagi nito. For example, ang pagsusuri kung gaano kalakas ang pwersa na kailangan para itulak ang isang upuan papunta sa isang direksyon. Number 4 is the statics. So, ang statics naman is it is refers sa mga system or mga sistemang nasa estado ng equilibrium. Ibig sabihin ay hindi gumagalaw o kumikilos sa isang constant na bilis. So, what are the objectives of biomechanics? So, extended periods of time without being substantially hindered by injuries and their effects. The secondary objective of biomechanics of sport and physical exercise is to make sport. Biomechanics is inextricably linked to the first objective, since a healthy athlete will outperform an injured athlete. So, the objectives of biomechanics, which outlines the main goals of biomechanics in sports and physical exercise. So, the primary objective is to enable athletes to participate for extended periods without being significantly affected by injuries. So, the second objective is it emphasizes the relationship between injury prevention and athletic performance. It's suggesting that healthy athletes tend to perform better than those who are injured. The importance of biomechanics in enhancing athletic longevity and effectiveness. Applications of biomechanics. So, the applications of biomechanics, the study movement is one of the most important application of biomechanics. So, sa biomechanics is it can help us to understand how muscles. This information is it can be applied to diseases and disorders involving the movements at katulad na lamang ng arthritis and the cerebral palsy. So, the fundamental body movements, it is highlighting the importance of basic physical movements as a foundation for various activities, and also it clarifies that these fundamental movements should not be mistaken for sporting skills and emphasize that mastering them is essential before progressing to more complex activities. And that's all conclude my report. Once again, thank you for listening.
Good day everyone, especially to Sir Yasir. I'm Johara G. Belongan and today I will be discussing my topic which is all about fundamental body movement. So, fundamental body movements are the foundation for physical activities such as games, sports, and recreational activities. They are specific collection of skills that may involve various body parts but should not be confused with supporting abilities. So this topic is very important because these movements are the foundation of all physical activities such as the sport, the physical education, the games, and even the recreational exercise. So, si fundamental body movement help us move properly and efficiently. But take note, they are different from sport-specific skills. And this basic movement that we must first master before we can perform more advanced skills in sport like the basketball, volleyball, or the gymnastics. So, let's start with the two main types of fundamental body movement, which is the locomotor movement and non-locomotor movement. So these two types involve different kinds of motion but both are essential in developing our motor skills. So first, let's talk about the locomotor movement. Locomotor movement refers to the body movement where the body travels from one location to another point. So there are 8 major locomotor movement. These are classified as either even movement or as irregular movement. Even rhythmic movement are made of equal and changing action. These movement including walking, running, hopping, leaping, jumping, and even rhythm movements consist of an equal action. So, si locomotor movement involve yung body moving from one place to another. In other words, we travel or change the location as we move. Like example, like running, jumping, walking, hopping. So that this example of locomotor movement means we travel or we change the location as we move. This can be classified into two. First, even rhythmic movement. So this movement that have a steady and consistent rhythm. Like example, walking, running, jumping. So because the action are even and predictable. An even rhythmic movement naman that involve varied and even timing. Like example, galloping, skipping. So this since they alternate step, they have a irregular pattern. So locomotor movement are very important in daily lives. Think about it. We walk, run, or move from one place to place every day. So these skills help us the coordination, the strength, and the stamina. So next, we have non-locomotor movement, also known as axial movement. So non-locomotor movement, sometimes called axial movement, refer to the body movements without allowing the body to travel, like bending, shaking, stretching, and swaying, swinging, turning, twisting, and wiggling are example. Although non-locomotor movement can be combined with locomotor movement, like walking with arm swinging. So, these are body movement that do not involve traveling from one place to another. So, yun yung pagkakaiba nila ni locomotor movement. So, the body stays in place but parts of it still move. Like example of non-locomotor movement include yung bending, twisting, stretching, shaking is example of the non-locomotor movement. So, like example in our daily lives, when we stretch before we do physical activity, di ba we are doing non-locomotor movement? Or when we swinging our arms while standing, still also non-locomotor movement. So, this movement improve our flexibility, balance, and body control. And sometimes they are combined with locomotor movement. Like, yun nga, yung walking with swinging the arms is example of locomotor movement and non-locomotor movement. So now, let us now move on fundamental movement skills or the FMS. So fundamental movement skills are particular set of skills that require the use of different body parts such as feet, legs, shoulder, body, head, arms, and hands. So they are the foundation for more advanced and specialized skills that learners will need to participate in. So these are basic movement patterns that involve using different parts of the body such as yung ating ulo, yung ating arms, legs, and hands. So fundamental movement skills are the building block for more complex and specialized skills in sport and physical activity. So they help learners develop physical competence and confidence to participate in various physical tasks. So, fundamental movement skills can be categorized into three groups. First, body movement skills, which is involve balancing, maintaining equilibrium, and postural control of the body in stillness and in motion such as rolling and stopping. So, ito yung skills na may kinalaman sa ating balanse, stability, at control ng katawan habang tayo ay nagmo-move or hindi nagmo-move. Like example, balancing on a one foot, rolling on the ground, stopping or holding a position is example of the body management skills. So, the body management skills, these are important in activities like dancing, gymnastic, or even everyday movement. So, next is locomotor skills, which involve transporting the body in any direction from one point to another, such as walking, running, jumping, hopping, galloping, marching. So, as we discussed earlier, these involve moving the body from one point to another. So, in other words, we change our location. So, example, yun yung ating paglalakad, like running, pagja-jump, is also example of the locomotor skills. So these skills help us develop endurance, coordination, and spatial awareness. So lastly is object control skills. So object control skills require controlling implements and objects such as balls, hoops, bats, and ribbons that involve the use of body parts such as the hands and feet. So ito ay may kinalaman sa galaw or paghawak natin or pag-control sa isang bagay or isang object tulad ng bola. Like example, catching a ball, kicking a soccer ball, dribbling a basketball, swinging a bat or ribbon. So these skills are essential in many sports and help us improve the eye-hand and eye-foot coordination. So in summary, the fundamental body movement and movement skills are the core foundation of the all physical activities. These are necessary not only in sport but also in our daily life. So by mastering this basic movement, we can move more confidently, safely, and efficiently. So it also prepare us to learn more advanced skills in sport or fitness training. So and that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
Good day everyone, this is Nicole Adrian J. Kagandahan, the last reporter of this group. Today, I'll be discussing the movement concept, movement strategies, and movement principles. These are important topics lalo na sa physical education para mas maintindihan natin kung paano gumagalaw ang katawan natin. So, let's start with the movement concept. It's all about the concept and idea on how we are going to move our body. It includes first, body awareness. As you can see sa picture, ito po ay ang pagkilala at pagkontrol sa iba't ibang parte ng katawan natin. For example, pag-ikot ng kamay, pagtayo ng diretso o ang pagtakbo natin. Sa pamamagitan nito, natuto tayong gamitin ang iba't ibang body parts ng maayos at ligtas. Kasi kapag alam mo kung ano ang kaya ng katawan mo, mas magiging confident ka sa mga physical activities at mas maiwasan ang injury. Second, we have special awareness. Ito naman ay tungkol sa kung gaano kalaki ang space na kinakailangan ng katawan mo habang gumagalaw at kung paano ka kikilos nang hindi bumabangga sa iba. Halimbawa, sa sayaw o laro tulad ng agawan base, kailangan mong alamin kung may space pa bang gagalawan sa paligid mo kasi makatulong ito para aware ka sa paligid mo, lalo na kung maraming tao o obstacles. Importante ito para sa coordination at safety. Third is directional awareness. Ito ay ang kakayahan nating malaman kung saan ang harap, likod, taas, baba, kaliwa at kanan. Halimbawa, kapag sinabing step forward o turn to the left, dapat alam natin kung ano ang direksyon na yon para makasabay tayo sa mga kasamahan natin. Itong directional awareness, makatulong ito sa pagsunod sa instructions lalo na sa sports and group exercise. Mas magiging successful yung group exercise nyo. We have also here the temporal awareness. Ito ay tungkol sa timing o kung kailan ka gagalaw. Mabilis ba, matagal ba, o sakto lang ba sa beat. Halimbawa, sa pagtakbo sa track. Kailangan mo ng good timing para maabot ang finish line ng mabilis. Sa sayaw naman, kailangan sumabay ka sa music beat para hindi ka maiba sa mga kasamahan mo para magandang tingnan yung sayaw nyo. Importanteng may good timing para maging epektibo ang movement, lalo na kapag may coordination with others. Last but not the least is relationship awareness. Ito ay tungkol sa relasyon ng galaw mo sa ibang tao o bagay. Halimbawa, pagpapasa ng bola sa kakampi, pagdribble ng bola habang umiiwas sa kalaban. Dito, kailangan mong intindihin kung paano ka gagalaw kasama ang teammates mo or objects around you. It helps build teamwork and better performance. So now, let's proceed to movement strategies. When we say movement strategies, ito ay mga plano o paraan kung paano ka makakilos ng maayos sa isang laro o activity para makamit ang goal mo. Halimbawa sa basketball, lumipat ka sa open space para mapasahan ka ng bola. Sa volleyball naman, ihampas mo ang bola sa part ng court na walang tao. Kasi sa sports kasi, hindi sapat na marunong ka lang gumalaw. Kailangan din ng strategy para magiging effective ka sa sports o laro. Gamit ang tamang strategy, mas madali tayong manalo o makamit ang goal natin. So guys, take note this. According to Movement Strategy, Australian Curriculum Health Physical Education 2014, different games and sports may require similar activities or goals and will use identical movement strategies to achieve success. So, meron din tayo dito ang movement principles. Ibig sabihin, ito naman ay tungkol sa mga basic rules or scientific ideas na tumutulong sa atin para maging mas maganda at ligtas ang galaw ng katawan natin. Let's explain each one. First, we have balance. Ito ay ang kakayahan nating manatiling nakatayo o nakaupo nang hindi natutumbag kahit gumagalaw tayo. For example, tumayo sa isang paa habang maglalakad sa straight line. Kagaya ng nakita nyo sa picture sa PPT ko. Good balance prevent us from falling. Importante ito sa halos lahat ng physical activities. Second is centering. Ito ay ang paggamit ng core o gitna ng katawan natin sa bawat galaw. Example, kapag magbubuhat ng mabigat, kailangan ginagamit mo ang core mo para hindi masaktan ang likod mo. So, if you have strong core, mas better yung movement and less chance of injury. Third is central of gravity. Ito ang punto sa katawan kung saan pantay-pantay ang bigat mo. Kapag mawala ang center of gravity ng katawan mo, pwede kang matumba. So, we need to control it during movement. For example, kapag nakaupo ka ng tama, ang bigat ng katawan mo ay distributed ng maayos. So, if makatayo ka, dapat maayos yung pagkakatayo mo para hindi ka matumba at hindi ka ma-out of balance. Fourth is posture. Ito ay ang tamang posisyon ng katawan. Standing straight, sitting upright. Example, straight back, shoulders down, and walking or standing. Take a look sa picture na nandyan sa PPT ko. Ganyan po ang posture. If you have a good postures, it helps you breathe better, move better, and avoid body pain. 5 is gesture. Ito ang paggamit ng body language to express feelings or ideas. Example, hand movements sa interpretative dance. Alam nyo naman kung ano yung hand gesture, di ba? So, minsan, movement speaks louder than words, di ba? So, gestures are important, especially in dance or acting. 6, we have rhythm. Ito ay ang pattern ng beat or timing sa movement. For example, clapping or stepping in time sa music. Kasi, itong rhythm kasi, it makes your movement smooth and coordinated, lalo na sa sayaw, aerobic, or even jogging. Last but not the least is breathing. Ito ay ang paggamit ng tama at maayos sa paghinga habang gumagalaw. For example, inhale habang nag-stretch, exhale habang nagbaba ng weight. Alam nyo naman kung ano itong inhale, exhale, di ba? Ito yung inhale, exhale. Proper breathing helps you more smoothly and keep your body relaxed. So, in summary of my report, we have the movement concept that teach us how our body moves, movement of strategies that teach us how to move smart, movement principles that help us move safety and effectively. Understanding those will make us better at sports, dancing, games, and everyday movements. Maraming salamat po sa pakikinig. If you have any questions, i-message nyo lang po ako and willing pa ako sumagot sa mga katanungan nyo. And that's all. Thank you.